And now we're excited to have on the DFO Rundown. He is currently tied for NHL rookies in goals with 18. He's fourth in the NHL in hits. He's tied for the most fights in the National Hockey League with 10. He's become a huge fan favorite in Nashville. He just scored in the outdoor game on the weekend, and he's having himself one hell of a season. From Oxbow, Saskatchewan, forward for the Nashville Predators, Tanner Jeannot. Tanner, welcome to the Rundown. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, buddy, we're pumped to have you, man. It's been just an unreal year for you, and really an unreal 2 years. You're also expecting your first child, so we'll get into that in a second. So it's a pretty big year. But I remember, Tanner, the first time I saw you as a member of the Moose Jaw Warriors, it was your draft year, Tanner, and you're this big hulking kid who was, I think, very raw in talent. You scored 1 goal in 54 games, and here we are. You're leading the NHL rookies with 18. You're on pace, actually, to tie the Predators franchise record for most goals by a rookie, which Philip Forsberg has at 26. Like, tell me about the last 5 years and your development curve, really from like you scored 40 as a 20-year-old and then just the last few years and how good it's gone for you.
Yeah, it's been a pretty incredible ride here. Even going back to, like you said, my first year in Moose Jaw there when I only had 1 goal the whole year. But it's been really incredible. I've had great coaching, and then I just try to enjoy every year and get better every year and see an improvement from the previous season. So that's kind of been my mindset going through junior. I had that good year as an overager, 20-year-old. And I was fortunate to sign my 3-year contract with the Preds, and then started my professional career in Milwaukee with the Admirals there. And same kind of thing. It was a learning curve for me, and just wanted to kind of see how I compared against the other guys at the pro level, and just worked from there. Had a couple stints in the ECHL, and then back in the A. And last year there with COVID and Milwaukee not playing, I got to play in Chicago a little bit and got some more opportunities on the power play and things like that, and ended up doing really well and earned my first call up to the NHL. And that was a pretty incredible experience. And I think it gave me a lot of confidence just seeing what that level is like and how I compared to those guys. And it kind of opened my eyes a little bit to see what I needed to be at and what level I needed to be at to continue to play there. And I used that in this offseason to just kind of draw from that. And also the games that I played last year, I think I had 15, and then the playoff games, which was an incredible experience, and just trying to draw from that and lead it into this year. And this year's been going pretty good. So yeah, it's been a crazy ride so far.
Yeah, going pretty good, I think, is an understatement, man. And it's like scoring, I find, is a real big skill. And you just got better every year as a junior player. Lots of your teammates that I know, they talk about the one thing that Tanner, they said, no one outworks him. Like, you put in a ton of work, and I'm not just talking in the gym to get stronger, but you put in a lot of work to become a better finisher. Tell me about improving your puck skills.
Yeah, that's definitely a big thing. It's just something that I can try to add to my game. I know that I'm a bigger guy, and I can get in the forecheck and crash and bang and cause turnovers and do things like that. But just something that I've been trying to add to my game, my whole career is, being that good finisher and being good around the net and having a little bit of touch there. So I like to work after practice just on, quick puck skills, working with my hands around the net and things like that, so I can have that extra element and just bring that extra aspect that a coach can rely on me to when he puts me out on the ice, and just keep adding tools to my toolbox.
Tanner, we can talk about trying to add tools to that toolbox or the work that you put in, or trying to work on certain skills. But a big part of being successful in the NHL is confidence. As an unheralded prospect, undrafted guy that, you mentioned your story, spent time in the ECHL. Where did the confidence come from within you to know that you could compete and get to this level?
I think that's one of the biggest parts and hardest parts of pro sports is the mental aspect of it, and having that confidence. And if the confidence isn't there, trying to overcome that. And what I try to do every day, it's what my dad tells me every day, is just control what you can control. And what I could control is putting in those extra reps in practice to try and work on those things and add those tools. And then just keep doing things like that in practice and, off the ice and things like that. And it's going to go into your game one way or another, and it'll bring that confidence. So that's kind of what I've tried to do every day in my career, is just do something that's going to improve me as a person or a player, and have it come and work itself into my game. And then that's where the confidence comes from. And when you're having success in the games, and even in practice, if you're having success, it works over into the games, and you can just kind of build on it from there.
Mm-hmm. You're almost 70 games into your NHL career. Like, with that confidence and everything else, like, do you feel like you've made it yet? It sounds funny to ask a guy that, Jay just gave all these stats as to how great your season's going. Have you had a moment yet where you kind of pinch yourself and say, hey, I'm here and I'm doing it? Was maybe this weekend one of those, outside at the Stadium Series?
Yeah, this weekend was definitely an incredible experience that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. Obviously, we wanted a little bit of a different result. But I think everyone who was part of that is just going to remember it forever. It was just so incredible how they did it, and the fans were awesome. It was great. But I think for me personally, as the way my career's gone, I've never really felt comfortable. And I think that is a big part of why I'm here today. I never want to feel comfortable, even if, like you guys are saying, I'm having some success right now. But who knows how long that's going to last, or, there's dry spells that come all the time. And I just never want to feel comfortable, because that's when those dry spells happen. And I just want to continue to get better every day, and keep working to improve and help my team do whatever I can to help them win every day, and never be comfortable, and keep pushing to get better.
Tanner, you mentioned your father and his words of wisdom. Your dad is not like, he didn't play a high level of hockey or anything. I got the sense from your father, like, he had a lot of fun just watching you play in junior, but he wasn't like the dad who was like, okay, we're putting you in all these different things, and, you're going to be a professional hockey player at 14. That wasn't really kind of the path, I think, that was set for you. Talk about kind of your parents and growing up, and, maybe when you even thought like, hey, I'm kind of good at hockey, or was it even when you went to the Western League, was it still more so, hey, maybe I can go CIS? What was kind of your career path as a youngster in the Jeannot family?
Yeah, well, like you said, my dad never played, and they just didn't really have that experience, and didn't really know what the hockey world had to offer. So everything we did was a new experience for everyone in the family, which was really cool. And I can't thank them enough. They had to sacrifice so much to help me get to where I am today. Growing up in a small town, Oxbow, they had hockey there, but if you wanted to go to the higher levels, you had to drive to maybe a bigger center, and so you can play at those higher levels with some better players, and continue to work on your game so you can reach those higher levels. So they had to, drive me across the province, and they had to sacrifice so much doing that, which was, I can't thank them enough for that. But yeah, I think it just helped me too, because they didn't try to push me into anything, or they just tried to support me the best that they knew how to. And it turned me into the person I am today, and the player I am today. And I wouldn't change anything for the world, for sure.
So, you go through from Oxbow, Saskatchewan, then you're into Moose Jaw. Now all of a sudden you're in Smash Vegas, as people like to call it in Nashville. And you're a fan favorite. Like, you came in, you scored a goal. You mentioned 15 games last year. You had 5 goals in 15 games. Your last regular season game was your first multi-point game. Now here you are, you're scoring 18 goals. You're fighting. Like, Nashville fans, man, You're like the perfect poster boy for Nashville. Tell me how you've been received from the Preds fans in Nashville this year.
Yeah, the fans here are incredible. If you've ever been to a game at Bridgestone, it's always there's always something cool going on, and the fans are always right into it and having a good time. So it's been really good. And if they like what I'm doing, I just want to keep giving them a good show and getting wins for our team. And that's what I think people like. So my focus every day is just to go in and do whatever it takes to help my team win, whether that's fighting or getting a big hit or putting the puck in the net, just trying to do whatever it takes. So it's been so much fun coming to this city and coming to play in front of this great fan base. And hopefully we can continue to get some wins and have some more success.
Now you got to be pretty comfortable though in Nashville as a country guy from Saskatchewan. Like you must be. Have you seen like a really good country show, or has it been tough because of COVID?
Well, this weekend was it was pretty cool. There was a lot of artists playing around. There was a Winter Park that had some people playing live music and everything like that. And got to meet people like Dirk Bentley and Chase Rice and stuff this weekend. So it's pretty incredible just to be around a city where all these country superstars are, it's their hub, right? So it's country music lives here, and it's pretty incredible. And I'm a big country music fan, so it's awesome.
Tanner, tell me about the identity of this Preds team. Like, I feel like you and your line really help contribute to that. I know you've gotten a lot of different opportunities, with different times of games and things like that. You look last night in the last minute of the game, you're out there trying to help get the tying goal. But just when you're out there at even strength with Trennan, with Sissons, how much, you guys help drive sort of what, the work ethic of the Preds and things like that.
Yeah, I think that's been the biggest thing that, Coach Hines has been talking about, and everyone really on the team has been talking about, is we want to have the same identity day in and day out, and playing that hard-nosed Predator hockey. We just want to be able to go out there and have the same expectation every night, where to a man, everyone's playing the way we want to play, and that's playing to our systems, putting pucks behind their D when we need to be, when obviously there's times in the game where skill can come out, and we got a lot of skilled players that can make some pretty incredible plays. But when the game's at its toughest, we need to just be playing that hard game where we're not going to get pushed around and turning pucks over and being a hard team to play against, heavy, and getting pucks out of our end and just crashing and banging away.
Aside from the size, what makes you and Trennan work so well together? Like, you guys on the wings seem to really fit.
Yeah, I think it's because we're just similar style players. We have the same kind of mindset out there, so we have a good idea of where each other's going to be out on the ice. And we've been fortunate to play with each other for quite a while now, so that definitely helps the chemistry build every game. And then we also have a great centerman in Colton Sissons, and it's a lot easier to play with the puck when you're winning the faceoff, and he's great in the faceoff circle. So and he's a lot of the times he's bailing me and Trenny out too, defensively a little bit. So it's great to have the veteran kind of presence that he has in the middle of the ice to go along with the kind of tenacity and big bruising kind of style me and Trenny play.
Not only are you leading the league as rookies in goals, well, you're tied with Bunting at 18, but you're playing almost 3 minutes a night on the penalty kill. There's not many rookies who have a coach who trusts them enough to penalty kill right away. Talk about the relationship that you've created with John Hines and that trust and kind of the conversations he's had with you to augment your role and maybe further your confidence.
Yeah. Coming into the year, the coaching staff kind of was telling me that was a role that they would like me to fill into. Losing Yarncrook in the expansion draft, he was a big penalty killer for us last year, so it was a little bit of a spot that I could jump into, and I just want to work on that every day and be a reliable guy to go out there to kill penalties. And, it's, there's a lot of really good power plays out there, and it is my first year. So I'm definitely learning a lot every day, but, same goes for that part of my game as the other ones. I just want to continue to work at it and get better at it all the time. And, the coaching staff is really good for helping with that.
When you talk, as a penalty killer, Tanner, it's your first year in the league, so you're going around. Everything's new for you. You're obviously excited about a thing, but when you're on the penalty kill, you're facing the other team's best players all the time. How do you not get overwhelmed? Or was there a time where you had to say, okay, like here, it's Ovechkin, or maybe it's McDavid or Draisaitl or Matthews, like you're up against the best of the best. How do you get past the kind of off factor as a young player?
Yeah, there's definitely those moments where you look across the ice and you see guys that you've grown up playing or idolizing, and now you're playing against them, and it's pretty incredible. But when the puck drops, it's just business, and you know how to play the game, what you're trying to do, and trying to follow the system the best you can. And even then, I remember we were playing against Washington recently, and they had their power play out there, and I thought I was kind of in the passing lane. They still got it over to Ovi somehow, and he just ripped it home like he's done so many times. So it's just part of the learning process, I guess, and they're going to sting you sometimes, and you just got to try and learn from it. But it's definitely pretty cool to be able to look over across the ice. And I think instead of getting nervous, I just get excited about the challenge. So.
All right, I got to ask you, whose idea was it for the leather jackets that you guys wore in the Stadium Series?
I don't really know whose idea it was, but one day we had practice, and Travis Austin and the crew was in there. So I thought it was awesome. Like, we got to pick the style of jackets we wanted, and put whatever we wanted on there, really. So, and they were really good with asking us what we wanted, and I thought they turned out awesome. I thought the guys looked really good going into the game. So yeah, it was really cool. I'm not sure exactly whose idea it was, but it was a good one.
So how did this become a thing? Like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the last outdoor game, though, maybe the Winter Classic. Like, we saw the guys in mini, like wearing the flip flops and shorts, but the Lightning show up and they're in their Canadian tuxedos, and you guys have your, like, where did it's like, you guys looked like you were right out of Greece. Like, where did this come from?
I think it's just trying to build that side of the game and show personalities out a little bit. It was a big stage. It was a big event for the entire league, and I thought it was just really cool that with it being big like that, and having all the people and eyes on you, that we could just do something cool with that for the jackets. And everyone looked really good, and it was just a little something extra that the fans got to see, and it was cool for the players as well.
So what did you put on your jacket?
I had my number put on there. I had a Tennessee flag and the Nashville Stars, and but on the back, the main part, I had there's a grain elevator in Oxbow, Saskatchewan, so I had that put on there, and I got Won't Back Down and Johnny Cash on there. So I thought it turned out awesome. It was really good.
Oh, how often are you going to be wearing that coat now?
I was thinking about framing it maybe, or I might wear it around once or twice. It's pretty cool.
So how many other guys had grain elevators on their jackets?
I was the only one, and they said they were probably never going to put another grain elevator on a leather jacket. So,
oh, buddy, Saskatchewan, they're loving that now. So you show up in the jacket, Tanner. You talked about, it's obviously the biggest crowd you ever played in front of, 60,000 people, and then you score a goal, dude. Like, how was that moment? Because you've scored in the NHL before. That was career goal number 23, but never in front of 60K.
Yeah, it was incredible. Just having that, all the anticipation going into that game, and then the excitement from everybody when the puck dropped, and just having the whole atmosphere like that. It was pretty crazy. And then to be able to score the first goal and have the crowd erupt, it's definitely a moment that I'm going to remember forever. I was really pumped up. All the guys were jumping around, so it was a really special moment for sure.
Now I saw a picture afterwards on your Instagram. Now I think your parents were with you, correct? Your parents were at the game. Your fiance, of course, and is it your brother too?
Yeah, my brother was there too. So he's a teacher back in Weyburn, Saskatchewan. So he had the week off, and it was really good timing that he could come down and see the game too.
So having your family there just adds to it. I know for you, you're a huge family guy yourself, and that experience, and like when have you had a chance to maybe sit down over dinner with your fiance and kind of be like, geez, this is pretty surreal here. Like I'm having a great year. Our team's really competitive. We're going to be parents. Like you ever kind of got to pinch yourself to be like, damn, this is a pretty special time we're having right now.
Yeah, honestly, it's been like that a little bit since my first call up to the NHL. Just things have been going on a streak kind of for us, and it's just you try to take it and not get too high, not get too low kind of thing. But yeah, it's been an incredible year for us, and we talk about it quite often. It's just about how lucky we are and how grateful we are for everything that we've got. It's just been incredible, and we have so many people to thank and that have helped us get to this point as well. So we're definitely soaking it all in and not taking anything for granted. We've both worked hard to be here too, so we just want to enjoy every minute of it and not let it go and just keep rolling.
All right, Jay, you want to play a little rapid fire?
Yeah, we'll have some fun in rapid fire, Tanner. As I mentioned, the only rule is you have to answer the questions. Okay. All right. We'll start with maybe this is easy or not. You mentioned you're one of the pride of Oxbow, Saskatchewan. If somebody's coming to Oxbow, what is the one thing they have to see or do?
Oh, see or do in Oxbow. Well, they got the Oxbow Huskies back up and running. That's their senior team there. But one of my favorite places there's the Alameda Dam. It's about 5 minutes away from Oxbow, and they got a great golf course out there, and you can take the boat out there. But that was one of my favorite places to be.
All right. You are the fourth NHL player from the small town of Oxbow. Do you know the other three? Can you name them?
Fourth. I know Theo Fleury would be one.
Yeah.
I don't know the other two. No.
There's Reg Kerr.
Okay.
And Lindsey Carson. Now, honestly, Frank was the one who looked this up earlier. So we were stunned. I was like, geez, Oxbow. I didn't know that Fleury was from there. So yeah, you're the fourth guy from that small community to be in the NHL. Wow.
That's pretty cool.
You might have to get a picture of those guys in the grain elevator jacket too.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty sweet. All right. What is your dream country concert that you want to go see? Who do you want to see?
Luke Combs, probably. He's one of my favorites, or Old Dominion. I really like Old Dominion.
If Tanner Jeannot is singing karaoke, what's coming out of the mic?
Colin Baton Rouge.
Oh, does Tanner Jeannot sing karaoke frequently?
I wouldn't say frequently, but
that's not a no.
It's not a no, but probably like 50% of the time there's a mic. I'll go up there.
Okay. And granted, I know you've only been there for a year, but what's been the go-to place for you for a club or a country bar in Nashville that you highly recommend for visitors?
I like Kid Rock's. Kid Rock's is a good place to go. The music's really good there. I like the setup of it, and you can see the stage. So that's a good place.
Currently this season, you have 6 teammates from the Moose Jaw Warriors that played in the NHL this year, which is kind of ridiculous. Which one do you like chirping the most on ice?
Oh, well, I probably chirped, I guess, Howden the most, just because I don't think I've only played him and Point. I think those are the only two that I played.
Oh, you haven't played Hunt yet? Or I haven't played.
Right. Yeah, no, Jordan Hunt I played too. Yeah, I probably chirped Howdy the most though.
Now, I think you'll say yourself, so out of your former Moose Jaw teammates, if there's a Royal Rumble, you're not included, who's winning?
Out of those other
Yeah.
players,
And why?
probably Pointer. He's got a switch that he can flip, and he'll come after you.
We were talking about Braden Port, of course. There's Brett Howden, Dryden Hunt, Noah Gregor. Jaden Hagelbach's played this year. Zach Sawchenko also in the National Hockey League. For one team, man, that's pretty crazy to have that many guys in the NHL. Tanner, what is your beverage of choice?
Beverage of choice. That's a tough one. Can I say coffee?
For non-alcoholic. But what about, like, you're celebrating, maybe you guys don't play it out Wednesday, maybe you went out for a beer after the outdoor classic with your family for dinner. What's your alcohol of choice?
I like whiskey and ginger ale, so like Crown Royal and ginger ale or something like that. It's good.
What has been your welcome to the NHL moment thus far?
Probably last night. That was I don't know what's going to top that. It's crazy. Like it was an incredible night, and it was just awesome.
What's been your favorite fight of your pro career?
Favorite fight? Well, I had one against in the minor leagues against Cody McLeod, which was just kind of a cool one for that. But this year, probably the Logan Stanley one, just because I think I did good in that one, and I switched it up a little bit, so that was kind of a good one.
Now, you mentioned earlier that Braden Point has a switch. Tanner Jeannot might be one of the most polite gentlemen off of the ice. What makes your switch flip?
I don't know if I really flip a switch or not. I don't get really mad out there. I don't think it just, if I need to stick up for a teammate, I'm willing to do it. If I need to stick up for myself, I'm willing to do it, or, other way around. I know that I play a hard game, and if another guy thinks that I need to answer for it, then I'm willing to do that too. So, yeah, I guess I'm just ready to answer for my actions, or ready to make someone answer for theirs.
What does Mom say when she saw you fight for the first time?
She says she just closes her eyes and asks when it's over.
And when are you and Keely expecting? When's the due date for your child?
April 6th.
April 6th. And what is Tanner Jeannot? So that's just 5 weeks away now. What is making you a good supportive partner here in the final 5 weeks? What's your number one role over the next 5 weeks?
I guess just try to keep the house clean, and try not to just step on anyone's toes. I guess just stay out of the way as best I can, and just help out every way I can.
Yeah. And word of advice here, if you can, make sure that you're close by when it's the time, because I happen to be in Pittsburgh for my second child, and I barely made it back.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Just make sure I'm going to be here.
Well, hopefully your foot rub massage skills, if you can master that, that'll be your saving grace, Tanner. Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us on the rundown, man. I love unheralded stories like yours. Obviously, I know you personally a little bit, so that makes it a little bit more exciting for me. But to see a guy just blossom how you have is amazing to see. And I think fans around the league who don't know you are definitely going to know who Tanner Jeannot is as you continue your career. So continued success.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And it's good to be on. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Tanner.